So, I am making this live stream because I'm trying my very best. As those of you guys who know me know, it's a struggle to keep my mouth shut, to be quiet, to be quiet. I'm trying really hard to be quiet, but I want to share with you some recent drama that's happened in my life. And I want to know, I mean, personally, professionally, all of the things. Hi, Samantha. Hey, Samantha. When I come to Kansas City, I'm hoping to be coming soon to check in on my dad. And I'm wondering if you can get me onto the rooftop of someplace and we can dance. Hi, Mary. Hi, Chet. I promise tonight I am recording the video on satisfaction, the magic of satisfaction, and Venus and Scorpio and all of the things that have been happening in astrology. But this week has been a really crazy week for me, particularly because of like community events, I'll say meetings, conferences, where people are going to the town meeting and talking about sex offenders in the community, talking about school curriculums and what they think is appropriate and not appropriate. And I think it's fantastic that parents and concerned community members are gathering in a professional way to talk about things. However, in hindsight, I got a lot of threats, and there were like posts of people put online and like, oh, it's so exciting to watch them squirm and to see these, and suggestions that I'm the devil because I work with violent offenders or criminals and do therapy. And, it never feels good to get underpaid and work a lot of hours and put yourself at risk and take certain professional latitudes every day that shorten other parts of your life, and then have people be rude. So it's always really hard for me to understand. It's really just, it's like a frequency of fingers on the chalkboard, fingernails, and I don't like it. So I was quite angry this morning, and I wanted to be like, shame on you people for wanting to be pitchforked and wanting to scream and wanting to yell. But I have to remember that when I first started in forensics, I too struggled with some of the thoughts. And even now, like if I call my parents or I go to a family reunion and someone's like, oh, well, what do you do for a living now? And I tell them, that I work in forensics and I work with violent offenders, and, we do, in many ways, it's restorative justice programs, but integration of different research and methods to try and lower recidivism rates for heinous crime, and just nitpick a little bit. I mean, because that's all you can really do at the system, which is terribly broken. And some people do nothing. Some people bitch and do nothing. Some people bitch loudly and do nothing. And then some people not only bitch loudly and do nothing, but then make the people that are doing the work feel bad. And I think that there's a special place in hell for those people. Those and people who drive cars that look like a cop car that aren't a cop car anymore. You're going to hell too. A special place for you there. I just get really frustrated with it. And people suggesting like, well, we just need to put a sex offender or someone, who's likely has a mental illness, or someone who has probably been a vulnerable adult the majority of their life, or even a vulnerable child the majority of their childhood. People that are very broken, people that are hurting, people that need help, people that need taught skills, people that need attention. Ugh, right? I know. It's horrific to imagine that, but that you actually, if you send them to prison, that they will get worse. And then when they come out, they will be worse. And since we aren't Sparta, throwing people off of the cliff, we have to act differently. And never have I ever, never would I ever, never, I never thought that I would have been a little girl that was molested and sexually abused and had the villain in my life, the sex offender in my life, be who he was, be who they were. I definitely didn't think that I'd be coming full circle. And in my attempts to try and heal the Sarah within and all the Sarahs without, that I would be actually giving my attention to people just like the person who's hurt me the most in the past. But that's how you break it. And if you don't think it's hard, you're fooling yourself. If you don't think that I hear stories and I have to get off of a session and cry, you're out of your mind. So it didn't feel very good to be called horrible things because I'm thinking about the victims, because that's where my mindset is. I am appreciative of people who don't have to think like a victim, or who have never had to think like a victim, or who don't even think of the victim. They're just thinking about holding a pitchfork and stabbing a neighbor out of peace, wanting peace. That confusion and strangeness, it is a place I do not know. So I don't condemn it, but I do see people getting hurt. And when I see people getting hurt, I try and step in and stop it. And Halloween is coming. So I'm hoping that by Halloween, people have taken the opportunity to learn about the process, learn about the bumpy process, and that it is not perfect, and that yes, even the rights of criminals are protected to a certain extent, because at any point in time, you or I or someone we love might have been, might be, or might become a criminal. And things like due process, they're really important. They're to be respected. And I don't know, I just it's been a reoccurring theme lately, and it's frustrating. So that has been my day, or been my week, really. It's been a lot of that. There's been some really great things that have happened this week, some opportunities for me to like do things that I've always wanted to do since I was a little girl, and to be able to go and testify in court and like be doing the things that when I first stepped out to go to school, I thought, okay, this is what maybe I think I want to do, is and kind of hone in, like, where am I going to go? And I, you know, am always receiving obstacles but never achieving so much. And lately there's been opportunities for that. It's really exciting. So that's how life is, though, right? You have these really huge ups and then these kind of big downs where you're like, oh no, oh no, oh no. And so it goes up and it goes down, and such is life. But it's been a really crazy week, and I'm grateful for all of the good things, and then all of the bad things, I'm just trying to process them. And so for like people that want me to go to hell because I treat sex offenders, or who think it's a waste of time and that my job is just a sham and all the things, enter it now. This is just what you've got to do, you know? And so I look at the astrology, and we knew, and for you guys who joined me on my Tuesday, like Callie said, that manifestation space, if you said it and you speak it, you can do it. It will happen. I had people that were able to manifest things on this last full moon, and myself included, that just were freaking crazy, specific, amazing, awesome blessings. Like intergalactic, multi-dimensional, past life, cool shit. And I think other people have been having that too. Hi, Jesse. I was just talking about you the other day, Jesse. People were wondering where you were at. But the Venus and Scorpio vibes, the sensuality, also the Aquarius shifting, both in Jupiter and Saturn and all these different ways. It's the rules changing. The rules changing. And today there's going to be some mysterious deviant rules changing, or limits or restrictions in the astrology. So there's discussions of, it's kind of ironic, discussions of rope, binding, or things with cords. And so ways that we integrate magic into our lives, rope or binding with cords, knowing that, I mean, I wrote all of this up and wanted to press post on my Facebook post, and then I just, you'll see me hold this just that protection of my throat chakra. Some people are wearing, crystals that rein it in, like the actual language and the physical, like Sarah. I get so heated. I get so much that I want to speak up. I have to rein it in and remind myself. And in this Aquarius space, thinking of binding and cords, ropes and knotwork, I think of the fates. I think of red lipstick. I think of the yarn. I think of the past, the present, and the future. I think of working with intimacy in that space because that's what Venus is about. And Scorpio is, what you can do and cannot do without. So there's a lot of those themes, and I just need to remember that. And then Steph said, you're right. It has been crazy all week. It has been. And the things we talked about on Tuesday were real in that astrology session, and I've seen them come to fruition. Just again, it's part, I'm not saying it's like the Philip experiment by any means, but it's like this suggestion and power of that. This ability to put that into the ether is real. But I'm, as we talked about, guys, looking ahead at the astrology this week. I don't accept it to calm down. I see that Saturday, the shadow work is in Jupiter in Aquarius. It's going to be wanting more of whatever it is that has been coming. The universe is going to pour a little bit more out and on. So a little bit more good. The good is going to get better and the bad is going to get worse. Oh, shit. What does that mean? The rejection is going to get harder and the good is going to get greater. The moon connection helps you feel united to things and helps you remember what it is you are connected to. If you kind of hum the universe right now, that inner hum, it's like, where does your brain go to? What and whom are you helping? Do you need to help someone, help yourself? Who are you advocating for and why? And I find myself in this ironic space where I'm advocating for sex offenders. I'm advocating for people who are vulnerable, people who are rejected in a major way, people who are damaged on intimate levels, and working with psychopathy and how it's failed for them, or empathy and how it's failed for them, and how they want to achieve and manifest. And I do it in a juxtaposition, both in the occult space, but then also in the forensic space. I'm doing the highs over here and the lows over here. And then in my own life, definitely seeing a mix of both. So it's just kind of an interesting synchronicity, but we're kind of vamping, Sure. We're vamping up for the full moon in Pisces. It's this Monday, and it is a full moon that's going to be pretty emotional. I expect it's why I'm using the word satisfy lately in my NLP work. It's all about satisfaction and fear, the mentality of how to navigate through that. So it's really, 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 really important. Honestly, I'm trying my hardest. If more shit is thrown my way, you will. And I say that only because it's going to continue to grow and grow and grow and grow as the moon waxes. And as the moon waxes and waxes and waxes, then it'll be the full moon, and we're going to kind of feel that meniscus being burst, and things come to fruition, and we get the light. Hallelujah. Like that moment, that epiphany comes usually in that full moon intuitive space, release. So you guys, I think I'm going to be coming on later this evening, later this evening, and doing readings because I want to prep for dinner and I haven't decided what I'm going to make yet. So I know we've got some really cool salad stuff downstairs, but I think I want more than a salad. So I don't know what it is that we're going to make. What are you guys having for dinner? Full moon fever. It's true. And it's going to be serious. When I get nervous, I fidget with my mom's necklace. It has been hell on earth. Yeah. And Samantha, I'm so sorry to hear about your mom. Losing a loved one. I mean, there aren't words. And so there's nothing I can say. My mom passed away, and it doesn't matter how many years go by, it still feels recent, but it's a process. So yay. And Callie said she's had spaghetti. Ooh, that sounds good. I put brown sugar in my spaghetti sauce. That's the trick, just a little bit, not a lot, just a little. What? It's true. With garlic, real fresh garlic. Anyway, I'm going to go cook something. I'm going to make something happen. I'm going to stir up some magic. And then for those of you, if you want, or you have any information, or you want to learn more The three people that I was working with yesterday at this meeting, we have Matt Grossel. He is our Minnesota House of Representatives. He's trying to direct some bills to pass to strengthen the restrictions on sex offenders. I, for one, think it's not going to work. It won't get passed. It's not the best bill. It needs to be revised in a few different ways by someone who not only has worked law enforcement, but is doing treatment. And then Brad with the Minnesota Department of Corrections, he did a fantastic job. Community Notifications Coordinator. Poor guy got reamed by people who can't, I'm going to be nice. He got reamed by people, and that was sad. And then there's the CPL Action Child Protection League, Kelly Jansen, who could have been running a Trump campaign for all I know, because she didn't do a whole lot of information on the CRT or how it affects our district or make anything personable. She kind of made it more of a personal vendetta of her political opinion, which I find to be of poor taste in a presentation. But I didn't pay for it, so it don't matter. It doesn't matter to me. I just was sad. The whole thing was sad. And that happened. And that was last night, and that's over, and now it's Friday, and now I'm going to go eat something delicious, and we're going to reconvene tonight, probably late in the evening, like witches do, like at the witches' hour, not 3, maybe more like 11 or 12, after the children go down and the night gets quiet and the moon is full. We'll meet again, and I'll do some tarot cards. I've got, don't be scared. Don't be scared. I've got my Hermetic Tarot deck that I've been using, you guys know, and I love this deck. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it. Meow, 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 meow. This is my Hermetic deck, and I like it because it gives me angels that I've never heard of. Even though I have heard of them, I've read their names before, but I didn't record it in my mind. So each time I read it, I learn a new angel. I'm not a terrible fan of the Secret Order of the Golden Dawn. I think it's a misuse of Aleister Crowley's politicizing of sex magic, which is real. But the cards are beautiful, and they're black and white, and they have angels on them, and you know that's my shit. So there's a lot of astrology and a lot of pictures and archetypes drawn on these cards. So if you guys would like a reading, let me know. Drop me a line. You can always private message me. I'm always doing reading specials. If you just want me to pull a single card for you, I can always do that. Otherwise, guys, tonight, and I'll try and put a create broadcast on here for later, but like 9, 10 o'clock tonight, or just sign up for notifications. So then that way you receive them. That way you won't miss it tonight or tomorrow or any other night thereafter. You'll be here. When I'm here, you're here. That way we can do it together. All right. Okay, Steph, Mary, Samantha, all y'all. All y'all, I know, as they say in the Cajun spaces, which means I'll see you later.